We were all squeezed in such a tight space, easily 1,000 of us. What if I have put myself smack in the middle of a super spreader event?
A super spreader event.
I think I'm coming down with something.
I woke up a few times in the night, shivering and aching,
For it is
my
proof.
throat hurting.
I only have a cold. I spent the night in agony, with the worst sore throat of my life. That morning or evening, I knew it was bad. The kind of sickness where, in a feverish haze at 2 a.m, I started thinking of the worst and where I would like to be buried in Paris. I know I sound like a melodramatic baby, but I'm rarely sick, like maybe one cold a year, if that. And I knew I was truly sick when I woke up this morning with zero appetite. I didn't know how I would go about seeing a doctor with no insurance here. Despite being technically still in a pandemic, I think the fact that I was twice vaccinated and once boosted led me to think if I were to get the dreaded virus, it would be a walk in the park, and didn't really even think of needing medical treatment away from home. I elected to just go to the nearest pharmacy since, although I was achy and in pain, I knew I wasn't dying. I was short of breath, but could still breathe. And funnily enough, I could still smell things, albeit faintly. I was bringing up pale green viscous phlegm, not even coughing it up. It was just rising from my lungs. I keep dragging a bowl around with me, and the apartment is a mess of wadded up tissues everywhere. So icky. I threw on some clothes, covered my nose and mouth with a medical mask, and walked to my local pharmacy. I wrote down every symptom I could in French and how many days I had it. The pharmacist seemed amused when he saw my post-it note. Even if I had been fluent in French, I had lost my voice completely and could barely speak above a whisper. Phlegm? He asked skeptically when he came to that item on the list. You saw this? He asked in English, almost incredulously. I nodded and, anticipating this, showed him the photo I took that morning of my bowl's contents. His eyes bugged out. This came out of you? Oui, I said, just a little alarmed at the look of fear in his eyes. Who else would it come out of, I wondered. He seemed at a loss then. I don't know, he muttered doubtfully, starting to say he didn't know how to treat something like that it might have been beyond his capabilities, but stopped himself. Do you want a COVID test? I nodded wearily. I pretty much knew what the test results would say, but I wanted confirmation. It will cost 20 euros since you don't have insurance. I shrugged. He started briskly pulling boxes off the shelves. A mint oil spray for my throat, a vitamin C powder for my mucus. Surreally, I thought, that's probably not keto. Paracetamol for fever. Everything, including the test, cost 36 euros, the price of a lunch. Then I took my first ever COVID test in a white tent right outside the pharmacy door. The man in the tent stuck a giant swab up my nose, high enough so that I could feel it in my brain, swirled it around until it brought tears to my eyes, then told me to come back in 20 minutes. So I took my walk in the park for about 20 minutes, waiting, a bit disoriented in the sunshine, feeling unreal. When I came back, the man had a big piece of paper for me, all the paragraphs in incomprehensible French, except for one bold one in the middle. Positif. I went home and slept for hours, moving from the couch to the bed, then back again, spraying my throat with the mint oil periodically, which did help out quite a bit. And then perhaps as a sign that I wasn't heading in a dire direction. Despite the sore throat, I had an immense craving for pasta and red sauce, so I had 2 heaping bowls before the night was over.